Welcome back. Carolina Keith, regular Keith, Professor Keith, just pretend professor. I'm just a guy on the internet. Say that all the time. Hope everyone's had a good couple days, but the market didn't. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a good bit of stuff here in a moment. I want to go through a lot of what the market looks like. It's going to be ugly, but take it, putting it on the chin, learn to take a punch. It's not easy. I get it. This has been a very, very wild roller coaster. And just when you think you got it figured out, the whole thing tends to give you an upside down wedgie. And that's kind of what the market's done to us. So, hey, man, let's discuss it, shall we? Thank you for joining us. This won't be crypto after dark. It'll be crypto before dark. So let me pull that up now. And I got the wrong one pulled up. So wait for it. I'll change it to crypto before dark. It just takes a second. I have to turn stuff off. There we go. Crypto before dark. And I even think I have, yeah, there you go. I got a different bottom piece too there. It's just something I haven't fully integrated into one slide, so I can quickly change it. I hope everyone, again, I hope you had a good weekend. Hopefully you're with your family because the markets weren't good. But give me a like while you're there. Why not? We do this for free every single week, twice a week, multiple times a month. We do it multiple times a week in our Discord as well. Please give us a visit, wop.com/team786. There's a free general chat link in there. And there's tons of educational material, which you'll find extremely helpful in your journey. Want to join the full Discord? Why not? It's super cheap. First month's free. Then it's $16 a month after that. If you don't like it, you can cancel at any time. Okay? Cool. Thank you. Good to see you. Now we do 420 every single week, Crypto Andrew. I got the chat box pulled up for anybody who would like to give a chat. Say hey. We always take requests on Tuesdays. I've got a few requests, but we'll also go over what's really crazy about the the crypto world in general, dude. Crypto sentiment is so low right now. So the first thing I want to talk about here before we go too far down the rabbit hole is our crypto sentiment. I want people to see exactly how bad things are. I'm going to pull up Google Trends real fast. And what you're going to see here is going to hurt your feelings. It's going to be bright. I'm sorry, it's not in light mode. It's not in dark mode. It's going to be gray and white. So it's going to give you eyeballs a burn here. Sorry. Sorry. That's what the Canadians say. You can't see me at all, like a ghost right now. What's interesting about this is to note that look how low we are on crypto sentiment. We are down here at 20 at the moment. And if you look back in history, the lowest it's been is 17, which was October 26, 2024, right before things went up. We had it down to 16 at the bottom in 2023. And right now, looking back in history, the lowest point I could find was 17. And that was at the bottom of the bear market in 2022 after crypto had a horrible year-long failure. More so, look what happens every single time it gets bottomed out. Eventually, we get our spikes back. And we have started the bottoming process now. Can it get worse? Well, sure. Obviously, it could get worse. But, also note that when it's at the bottom is when your interest should increase. And your interest should increase before everyone else's, so you have a higher leg up and a higher chance to be advanced a little farther along than everyone else is. You're more prepared than the next guy. That's the whole idea, right? Be ready, be prepared. When things look the most grim, that's when you should be in attack mode, right? And I'm kind of trying to be in attack mode now, but things are wonky and wild. You know what I mean? I'm trying to avoid social media DMs. I'm trying to avoid side conversations, trying to stick within the lines of what we've got. And I'm going to start with Bitcoin here for that exact reason. You've seen the thumbnail of the title, Bitcoin's roller coaster, right? And it continues today. I already have BCH on the list. I got a short-term trend line drawn right here, and I want to kind of explain these levels. So if you've been following along on X, I'll record this spot. If you've been following along on X, I've listed different liquidation levels on the top and on the bottom as we've gone along here. So those liquidation levels might be coming now, might be coming later, and it's all based on the trend, whether one gets hit or the other gets hit. All right. Currently, We're clearly trending down. You can see the move down really, really got these shorts started, which was up here where I highlighted new shorts. All right, once they got started, the way you eliminate these shorts is to come up here and give these shorts a test by running a candle up or two and testing their gall, seeing how much power they really got. Or are they just not about that action? They're just out here to talk. You'll typically see what happens when that level gets tested. All right, can we get up there and test it? Sweep those shorts is what that's called, a range sweep. That's the top of the range. This is the bottom of the range, and that was a attempt on a range sweep. We didn't get that. All right, it cut short before it got there, never quite made it. As soon as it touched the smallest amount of resistance right through there, snap your fingers, she went even farther short. That's a high, that's a low, that's a lower high. Uh-oh, we're almost about to make a lower low now. How do we get out of this funk? All right, good news, we've held on to the trend line here. Things have progressed, and what was a long squeeze, we had longs pile in right here. They've already been eliminated by this 4-hour green candle that shot that wick down right there. When it shot that wick down right there, it did exactly what I was talking about happening up here, right? It nuked the shorts. Nope. Psych, come right back down and nuked those longs. Took them out, wiped them off the board, and they have to resituate and regroup, figure out what they're going to do. You want to re-enter? Think it was a bit of a BS move? You'll find out pretty rapidly. What we found out is this 4-hour candle swept those lows, but also turned back around and managed to hang on to that green trend line. So it's a bit of a mixed signal, right? This creates a new range. Instead of this being the bottom of the range, now this is the top of the range and this is the bottom of the range. You can see things got tighter, started to compress as they continue to get tighter, and the ranges continue to get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. You're more and more and more likely to have that breakout scenario where one thing or another happens. It is drastically important to note that we have a very big day coming up tomorrow. Why, so you ask? Well, tomorrow Jerome Powell talks, which you'll see this video released tonight. So you'll see the recording released tonight. Tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Eastern, we're live streaming over in the Discord. Free link below, wap.com/team786. Get in the general chat. You'll see the link in the top of the event section. We live stream every FOMC press conference that we can. I don't expect they change rates. Polymarket has a 98% chance that they don't change rates. They keep them flat, as Jerome Powell has been very, very firm on that. Nonetheless, you're going to see very wonky price action based on wild stupidity and speculation. Please don't be the guy who wildly speculates. All right, you're going to get burned if you do. Best to let things settle before you make a mistake. Let Jerome Powell talk, let things end off, and usually by 3 p.m. you have a good idea on what's going to happen with the rest of the market. Sometimes it takes till 4, all right? But Wednesdays on an FOMC day are always insane, all right? Be very careful. I'm hoping this is the bottom of the range. I'm hoping this little tight range right here was the range the whole time. That would be the best case scenario. You're going to get a midline right through here. 107 would be an upper level right there for us to test. But I want to warn you, it's got tons of speed bumps in the way. Any progress here is going to be crawl, not sprint. I'm hopeful that changes, obviously, right? Obviously. And I got some requests over in the chat right here. I'll say hey to everybody in a moment after I've got everything written down. And then we'll go through all the requests that come in, which there have been a few, but not many. Again, sentiment scraping all-time lows over here. What's up, Busted? What's up, Matoshi? What's up, E. Phillips? Good to see you. About to vote on the Genius Act. Yeah, that's another interesting thing, man. Are we really going to let government start making rules about stable coins? I'm a wild west guy. I prefer things be left alone. I don't really want anybody tinkering with my money. I prefer they just sat back and let us handle it, because that's what's going to end up happening in the long run anyway. They'll get involved, they'll screw it up, then we'll end up voting somebody else to get in there and replace them to change things and do it the way we want it. They won't do it. Then we'll ask for someone else to come in, and this cycle will just keep repeating over and over and over and over endlessly, which is why I prefer if no government agency touches any of our money. Just sit back, watch, and let us do things. That's how it works. That's the way an open free market should be. That's how it was started. That's the way it should finish. As far as daily, all right, so here's your range on daily. You can see everything's kind of compressing down, right? Boiling here. Are you going to get a green day coming back in here to show up this red day that we just had? Possibly. But no, this is a very, very bearish scenario. That's a high. That's a low. That's a lower high. And so far, we do not have a lower low. We have a higher low here. Good. The way up out of this here is to make a new high above this, another higher high. That would come up here and sweep these lows. Makes sense. When does that happen? The problem is it could take months for this to work its way out. I don't know that it does that. I don't know if we have time for that. A little bit farther here. 50 moving average and the 821 EMA. The three parts that go to the Reaper strategy. All right. 821 EMA, you're getting a downward cross if things keep up, which they look like they will for the rest of the day. But note, you smack that 50-day moving average, and so far you bounced off of it just like you did back here with this hammer candle, just like you did back here with this bullish engulfing. Or we're going to get similar price action where we get green in behind the red. Well, tomorrow will be the telltale day to let us know if that's going to happen or not. Honestly, I lean pessimistically here. I lean pessimistically. I don't really expect the market to do much. With sentiment as bad as it is, I'm not expecting anybody to come in and save us anytime soon. Luckily, things like pump.fun and all of these retarded meme coins are slowly dwindling away. Thank God, right? This is what we did not need in our system. Problem is, everybody gets greedy and wants to make a few bucks here and there. We had people in our Discord being greedy, creating coins. I specifically told them not to do that and not be involved with it. Did it anyway, and here we are, right? I always said if I ever make a coin, it'll be for a joke. And we did make one for a joke, and it was over on mintme.org or mintme.net, whatever it's called. I don't remember the name of it. It was called 786 Assassin Chain, right? I think we had at one point like $800 in it. It was a joke. It was for fun to watch it come up and down on the leaderboard. I think the most thing with the most volume over there was maybe $1,000. Us goofballing between each other and friends inside Discord. It never left the Discord. It was fun for that reason. It was a goofball thing to do, and we had a good time with it. We never put that out publicly and told anyone to come be a stupid idiot and have fun with it like that on Solana or over on. That was such a bad idea for people to jump into and think it was going to work. It's such a bad idea. You even got a Black Mirror episode made out of it. That's how bad it was. So I'm hoping things don't go back that way once sentiment actually does start to turn into our favor again. The Genius Act, I guess, is one good way for sentiment to come up. But again, I don't want them touching stuff. Another one is if we could just get some buy pressure. You get buy pressure, you get people interested, and you get new all-time highs going and start knocking out shorts again. And you couldn't possibly have more bullish news than we have across the market. Oh, look at this new partnership. Oh, look at this company's going to buy some Bitcoin. This one says they're going to start a fund. Yet, we go down. This doesn't teach you anything. You're not paying attention. Stop watching the news. Man, just hit the charts. It's way, way simpler to just hit the charts and not live on hopium, just to live on the data. The data doesn't know how to lie. People sure do, though. People sure do. All right, let's go down the list here of some requests that we've got. Let me say hey to everybody first. What's up, E. Phillips, Matt, Matoshi? What's up, Busted? What is up? What's up, Crypto Big D? Good to see you. What's up, Ryan Coburn? What's up, Brad Williams? What's up, Crypto Andrew? Yeah, not early. We do 420 every week. BCH got that one. What's up, Danny D Pockets? Good to see you. NVIDIA, got it on the list. Quant, Brad Williams, I can do that one, sure. Crypto Big D said just another CBDC. I kind of fully agree with that. Kind of not. I fully agree with that. Phonetic Duck, what's up, brother? Good to see you. What's up, Busted? By the way, we got Rumble working. You can request over on Rumble as well. We got a few people over there watching. I got one from Crypto Joe. His dog with hat, so Whiff and Flocky. Let me do that. Let me put the links out. And we'll get some more here going. And let's do post this. All right. I don't know if I can do that. Discard. Yeah, I have to do it this way. Copy link. I can't. Let me jump over here. Copy. I'm going to get this shared over to other social medias real fast, so other people can come in and watch if they so choose. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be noisy for a second. I have to do it this way. Bear with me. I knew that was coming. All right. And here's YouTube. All right. Come watch on YouTube if sorry. Sneeze attack. There we go. All right, back to Twitter. Woo, I can feel the sneezes coming, fellas. And I got a cat crawling on me. Darla says, hey. Long-haired Persian. Absolute menace, dude. All right, so we're going to get into some of these. Hype is the first one. Got it shared over to X. I got the link for YouTube there. Thank you, sir, for the bless yous. First person to bless me. That's what's up. All right. Check out Hype. Hype's been very resilient throughout the market, even through these Bitcoin pullbacks. And while all other coins have continued to get crushed over and over and over again, even though it's continued to press down, Hype has been the bright spot. Hold up. Wait. She's still hanging on to the EMA. Even that was terrible. That was terrible.
Damn.
I know, man. Don't let me do that again.
Bruh.
All right, so anyway, she's still over the 8 EMA holding tough. You can kind of see that red trend line that I drew right there when it had its last little breakout. Again, very, very resilient. She's up over previous all-time high. While it has peaked up and pulled back down, she's still hanging on. It looks like it may close under the 8 EMA, but that'll still be in the wait a minute zone, which means don't panic yet. As far as the cloud goes, she's still 4 out of 4. Holding tough, doesn't want to cut loose. I like that. Looking at the RSI, things get a little bit scary. Look at that. Uh-oh, look at that rollover.
Damn.
I know. She was overbought multiple times. She's finally starting to come down from overbought. Look at the MACD. Ugh. She's looking like she wants to roll over there too, so be careful. I'm not saying it's a sale because technically it's not, but be careful. She could turn ugly on you in a heartbeat and break your feelings. I don't want to see that happen. Good news is we bought way down here on Hype over in our Discord. I bought this. My order didn't fill all the way, so instead of 2,000, it was only 200. Ha! Screw job. It filled all 10%. It was like $210. It filled all $210 of my order. Thanks a lot. But then, of course, it took off directly after that. Love to see it, right? The problem is sometimes when you put in limit orders, they're going to close, and sometimes they won't close, and sometimes they just pass you right up. And if you're not in there hitting the market button, you may miss sometimes. But good news, most people bought, and when they bought, price ran up, jumped over Sniper's Alley, profits got taken. I know I sold this and got my profits. I know multiple other people who got some profits out of it, and or still have some left in it, which I think is awesome as well. So still holding tough, still resilient, still technically not a sale. So I'll make a mark beside that one. And we'll move on to the next one. But again, one of the few that still look good is Hype. S Fund. All right. All right. So S Fund, if you notice, better than most. She jumped over, grab demonstration here. She jumped over the 50 and 100 and the 821, still under the 200. And a bit of a double top right here. Be careful. You got those two bearish engulfings up there, right? Be careful. That could turn around on you in a heartbeat. And it's ran a little bit hotter than the rest. Note that it did go triple overbought, where most never even got to overbought. MACD still hasn't crossed over. You still got green volume coming in, but it is tapering off. One of the few better looks. Still over the 8 EMA, so it's still not a sell-off. What do you mean, gotcha, bitches? I need to know what you mean by that. I'm happy to give you a couple. Just because you wanna?
Gotcha, bitch.
Or you just mean an actual coin to say
Gotcha, bitch.
about? I don't know which one you mean. Because sometimes we can go, and it doesn't necessarily mean.
Gotcha, bitch.
See what I'm saying? I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. That's for me. All right. So anyway, keep an eye on S Fund. Again, one of the better looking ones. And this was actually brought to my attention by Crypto Big D. And interestingly enough, I found this one on the Assassin screener in our Discord. It's one of the few coins that are still long on the Assassin Discord, on the Assassin screener. We have a piece in our Discord that automatically scans every coin on KuCoin to see which ones are still bullish and which ones are still bearish per day. And it gives you a numerical value based on that. We have that running optimized and better than ever, by the way, even after someone left and took what they said they gave, which is crazy. We call that Indian giving in the South, and that's not racist. Call it Native American giving if you must, but I'm part Native American, so I can say it. That's the way that works. But one of the few that still look good, right? It comes as part of our Discord, so I've been checking that recently. S Fund was one of them. Go to the next one. Another one that was also requested today, Bitcoin Cash. Look at Bitcoin Cash. In the face of what the market's done recently, right? In the face of the ugly that the market has given us, a dinosaur coin, Bitcoin Cash, whom everyone wrote off and forgot about. Look at this thing rip, all right? She's up in the same time most coins are down. Bitcoin Cash is up 88% in the same time, right? ICP, XRP, and many, many others are down while Bitcoin Cash is way up. It's quite impressive. If you're looking at the Shimoku cloud, she's 4 out of 4 good to go there and continues to chug along like it's nothing new, just a walk in the park. Over the 200 moving average. Look, she broke the 200 a while back. It's been a minute. She's over the 8 and 21. She's got all the moving averages except one to correct itself. You got the 100 still yet to cut through the 200. Hasn't done it, but it will. It will. Close. She's getting ready to have a tits cross over here. She's approaching that 50 fib as well. Good support, even if it starts to roll back a little bit. Looking at the weekly, stepping out, she's over every moving average. No rolling support and no rolling resistance for it to get caught into. There is some resistance right through here from the chart, just in general, the price action where things slowed down before. So it's slowly running into some resistance here, but the majority of it between here and 531 is up for grabs. All right. I bet Bitcoin Cash has a little bit left in the tank. I've got my target box drawn up here. You can kind of see it up there. Why did I draw my target box there? Well, if you pull a Fibonacci retracement from the recent low to from the recent high to the recent low, that 1618 and the previous 618 weekly line up together. You have confluence of that area, which makes me think Bitcoin Cash still has a little bit of room to go. Not to mention, remember I showed you a moment ago, triple overbought S Fund, triple overbought hype. Looky here. Not overbought even once. Bitcoin Cash has been steady growing. Look at the MACD pointing up. You got some divergence here. Be careful, but you got good volume coming in still. She can even afford to take a break and keep going and not look too bad. How about a rare, good-looking coin? How about a rare, good-looking coin? By the way, sorry I forgot, Busted. He just mentioned it to me again. We have a AI assistant in the Discord too. All you need to do is go in there and follow the simple instructions on it. Analysis, pick your time frame with an exclamation point and your asset. She pops out some analysis for you right there on the spot. You can use it multiple times a day on multiple coins to go along with your Assassin screener. You could take the ones off the Assassin screener, then plug them into the AI and see what it comes up with. Hey, man. It's not that complicated. All right. On to the next, NVIDIA. Why do we talk about NVIDIA? Well, because it was requested, number one. But it's part of the Magnificent Seven. Interestingly enough, we have a whole separate section in our Discord just for NVIDIA. Would you believe that? We keep it updated constantly. It's one of the Magnificent Seven. So since that's part of the Magnificent Seven, we keep its own separate thread just so everyone can see it. And everyone's free to update it and look at it every single day. I try not to look at it every day. I try to update it every couple days because obviously the price action can get choppy on the stock market with the way it closes and opens. It's a little bit less forgiving in the fact that you're going to go charting it while the post hours are open or while the pre hours are open, and things are going to change on you when the market opens, right? It's much easier to do during regular times, and sometimes it takes a day or two to work its way out. The stock market moves much slower. Important to note, we go over this every single Monday as well on our weekly roundup. Every single Monday, we look at this before the market even opens to decide what's happening. Similar story as what we talked about earlier. NVIDIA approaching the inauguration short level. Hasn't quite gotten there. What is the inauguration short level? Well, it goes back to what I talked about at the beginning of the stream about how things are slowly working their way back up to where the inauguration shorts came in, where all the big bears piled in as the administration took over and haven't been able to relinquish their power yet. They haven't been forced to, but they're getting close. And this up here is where their power flounders, and they have to start flipping the other direction, think about being bulls. That psychological change means a lot. Just hasn't happened yet. She's still above trend. She's still above the 821. You got the 100 cutting through the 50 cutting through the 100 moving average right there. There you go. Good old tits move. She's got heavy support even if she wants to fall. It's working on a golden cross. As it works on that golden cross, be careful. It may flounder and fail that trend line, but it's right on the money at the moment. She's down a little bit post-market, but not a ton. It's getting very close to decision time. Is it going to fail and come this way and ride up a little bit and maybe even retrace, wait on these moving averages to kind of catch up, let the RSI cool off, which here's the RSI. You've got a little bit of bearish divergence here. You see that? You've got a failing strength with a rising price. Folks, that is bearish divergence. Be careful. She could slow down a little bit. Again, wasn't very far away from those inauguration shorts, giving those bears a test. You're only about 4% from that. So if it does want to pull back and cool off, that's okay. That's it. Just gathering some new buyers to take another run and see if it can get up there and touch those shorts and pull on their heartstrings a little bit. Lord knows us people on the bullish side of the world has been watching the bulls get assaulted over and over and over again, right? Part of the game. Part of the game. You're going to get blitzed sometimes like that. You just got to learn to deal with it. Thing is, we can see it coming. So since we can see it coming, it's incumbent upon you to kind of explain this to other people the same way I'm kind of trying to explain it to you right now. All right, quant, QNT. Gotcha. Quant. All right, so quant had quite a few good days in a row. It looked a lot like Bitcoin Cash. Remember that? I was showing you a moment ago, BCH. Well, kind of the similar story. She's slowly working on that golden cross. She got it. And when that golden cross come in, you got a pullback. So far, price has managed to stay above the 50 and the 200, so it's still not in a horrible spot. Note that you do have bearish convergence. You got falling price and falling strength, including the same thing on the MACD. Look at all that heavy volume coming in downward. So she might need a little bit of time to settle out. What you're looking for here is the price to get hung up around this $100 level and not necessarily just quit and give up. It had quite a good rip here to regain some traction, but note that it did reject. It managed to reject that 200 moving average on the weekly rather perfectly. Kind of stopped and reversed exactly on it, which you hate to see because that's a bearish engulfing, and it sets up a higher low. That higher low may come here. It may come all the way down here. It could come all the way down to the very lowest point possible. We have to wait and see where it's going to settle out to know exactly when the right spot to buy is. You want to take chances on support, go ahead. Up to you. I need some confirmation. The market's a little too shaky for me right now. What I don't want to see is I don't want to see this thing make another shoulder to form that head and shoulders right there, break that neckline, and get ugly. Right? I don't want to see that. I want to see this thing maintain the neckline. If it can maintain the neckline, we can work on digging up out of this mess. We don't maintain that neckline, she's going to get messy, and this is my next spot to come down to if it fails too far south at around $70. $72. Sorry, excuse me. Old dry throat making me cough. Pause.
Pause.
There you go. Dog with hat. Got you over there to Crypto Joe on Rumble. Shout out Crypto Joe, the only person commenting on Rumble. We appreciate you. We appreciate you. Go hit like over there, by the way. No one's hit like on Rumble yet. It would be awesome if y'all guys did. We got 24 whole people watching on YouTube, 17 likes. Man, y'all go hit like, bro. It's free. You don't got to. I mean, it ain't no obligation or whatever, but it's free. And it helps out the algorithm, helps us move the needle a little bit more and get a little bit farther away from the hopium squad, okay? You guys know how I feel about hopium. You guys know I can't stand it. You guys know I live in reality. I like to keep it real 100% of the time. You know, it's not always easy to get up here and keep it real with y'all and be honest. I could get up here and lie a whole lot easier, and a lot more people would watch if I did so. But, I mean, I kind of choose to do it the right way. So, Whiff looks very, very similar to what I just showed you with Quant QNT. Problem is, it's falling a little bit farther. That same price action that's rolling over and making lower highs and lower lows and lower highs and lower lows is working its way down to the 100 moving average, where what you saw with Quant was that 200 moving average kind of catch it. Unlike that here, it's failed the 50, back tested it right there. Kind of see that 50 moving average, kind of back tested it through a really, really ugly candle, and has since forth started rapidly dropping. Now it's going to start looking for support. If it can close above that 382 today, I don't think it will, but if it can, that's great news. It might even try to battle back. If it doesn't, may just give it a back test and come back down here to test that 100 moving average. Looks like a reasonable spot for it to stop. Note, please, you don't need moving averages. They're just one tool to help you see the chart a little better. And I like them for a quick reference. They are not the be-all, end-all. Never have been, never will be. None of what I'm telling you is the be-all, end-all. What you must do is combine different data points to come up with your own analysis. Hey, I like 1, 2, and 3. Problem is 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 look bad. Man, that's probably not good enough. Oh, look, 1 through 7 look good and only 8 looks bad. That's pretty good, right? That's how this works. I want you to build confluence for yourself, and that confluence leads you down your own path of buying and selling what you want. Fuck what I got to say. Fuck what anybody else has got to say. What does the chart say to you? Is that a fair assessment? I think that's a fair assessment. You could say, some people would say, I wouldn't do that, that I'm just trying to convince you to not. Wrong.
Wrong.
And those people are no longer here. They formed their own little Discord to talk crap about me. It's cool. I appreciate you. So anyway, we had that double top right here on Whiff. I don't like that. You can see your high, your low, your even high, your lower low, your lower high, your lower low, your higher low. That's good. Problem. Lower low, not good. So she's continuing this steady little downtrend here rhythmically. Gonna need to catch its breath. It is at the bottom of the bands. That's good. But again, I need to see this thing get back above the 382 and show some power, or she's just gonna roll off and play dead. I don't want to see that. Flocky. All right, similar story with Flocky. I drew an old trend line right there. I wonder what I was looking for. Bollinger Bands there. All right, so that was our former trend line, and it looks like we're flirting with failing it now or have already failed it. Add in your moving averages, and things get a little bit more bleak. What I just said about dog with hat, which is called Whiff, run into the 100 moving average to catch support. Look at this one, already failing the 100 moving average. Not exactly what you want to see. Not exactly what you want to see. You wanted to see that thing hang on. It could end up closing back above that 100 by the end of the day. Hopefully that happens. Please do not bank on that happening. It looks a little rougher than that. It's failed all the other moving averages, including the 200. It's under all of them. Warning. Look at that head and shoulders. Be very careful. If this fails the neckline, she's going to back test it and come down and get ugly. Warning, right? It's not a buy at the moment. You could take a chance on it, but you are gambling, and I prefer not to gamble. You pick your own decision whether you want to gamble or not. I prefer not to. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's where I clocked at the watch screen. Oh, good deal, bro. That's awesome. ZBCN. My bad. I got you. ZBCN. Almost forgot about it. Then we'll do XRP. Yeah. And then we'll get out of here. Fair enough. I got to get to the kids at the pool. I sent them with the grandparents, and they are not fit to run around the pool with them kids, dude. So I got to get there real quick after this. They took the golf cart, too, which sucks. That means I got to friggin' walk all the way to the pool. Womp, womp, womp. Right. I got me. Yeah, I'll be all right. Anyway, same thing with ZBC, and you had this nice-looking high. Got up underneath the 821. You thought yesterday was a good sign that it wanted to get back over it and hold on. Problem, she threw a big bearish engulf and it's right back under the 821. The good news here is you've managed to hang on to support. If it can continue to hang on support, you may get another bullish engulfing in the back of this. Please note that she has been on a long road from the high here on the RSI. You got a slow general sweep down. As far as your MACD goes, you still have pretty big divergence between the two lines. Pretty big gap in there that should tighten a little bit, so you may get another bullish engulfing tomorrow. Going to be a really tricky close. Volume is still coming in, but it is slowly tapering off. That's a good thing, but it's not going very quickly. If you look at weekly, this is a really, really ugly weekly pattern, all right? Big bearish engulfing with a couple, with a spinning top that might have been good. I'm not spinning top, a morning star pattern, which is a doji on support. That's good. And you follow that up with a gravestone. That's not great. Could this thing correct itself by the end of the week? Sure. We've only just started the week, right? We've got several more days to go here. So it's got a chance to correct itself. Unfortunately, I think it's going to be a little bit at the hands of Bitcoin, which we could look at real quick too. All right, so if you ever need to do a Bitcoin pair, you want to see how it's doing versus Bitcoin. However, they don't have that pair available. Let me say that again. If you ever want to do a pair of a crypto coin versus Bitcoin, but they don't have the chart available on TradingView, this is how you do it. It's rather simple. So I'm going to look at ZBCN versus Bitcoin, okay? ZBCN USDT, right? Because we got many, many pairs versus USDT. All right, then we're going to do divided by signal, BTC, USDT. We're not going to click on anything. We're just going to hit enter. Didn't work on this one. CBCN USDT. Which pair have I got pulled up at the moment? Let me see. I can do this a better way. So it's ZBC and USD. Divided by BTC USDT. There we go. Just needed to use the not USDT pair, needed to use the USD pair instead. Same difference here as versus stable coins as it is versus Bitcoin. The chart looks dang near identical, right? Got a very, very similar pattern. So it's pretty much chopping exactly along with Bitcoin here and continuing its pattern. Whatever Bitcoin does, it's going to do. They're very, very, very similar charts. Could it be the other way? You could see something like a coin jumps up in price for a couple days, but then Bitcoin goes down. It just gets smashed. You go pull up XXX versus Bitcoin, you'll see the same difference, right? Just a quick reference on how you can do it. You even seen me right there try to do a USDT pair. Didn't work. Switched to ZBC and USD rather than USDT. Did the simple math and it worked. It's a great example for if you need to in the future. I recorded that little piece so I can put it up there too. Wrong button. I put that up there so I can record that so everyone else can see it. Be careful with ZBCN. I don't want you to get burned. Last but not least, everybody's favorite, XRP. Let me pull up a clean chart for you. All right, there we go. We had some good news, man. We had some good news. She jumped over the trend, right? It was looking pretty good. Now, a couple of days later, roll over, roll over, roll over. Be very careful. You are flirting with the head and shoulders. Add in the fact that you've got all the moving averages in the way. Not great. Add in the fact that you've got the Ichimoku cloud. Red on the end. Not good. That ain't going to get it. You've got the price inside the cloud. Needs to be over it. That's not good. You've got the conversion line underneath the baseline. You've got the lag line over the cloud, but underneath the candles. Not good enough. That ain't going to get it. We need more improvement. This is what I was saying about using that confluence. All your moving averages. First of all, the cloud, 4 out of 4, no. All the moving averages, 821, no. 50 moving average, no. 100 moving average, no. 200 moving average, no. That's 8 no's. How about the RSI? Well, she's sideways. She's no help, null and void. How about the MACD? Underneath the midline, kind of sideways, no help, You could even say no because it's a blue under orange where you want the orange underneath the blue. You want the blue on top, like this back here, right? You didn't get that either. So you could say you got 9 no's and 1 maybe. You hear me say? That's not good enough. Couple that with the fact that I don't even have the big trend line drawn on here right now. I'll throw that on there now. And you can kind of see, even then, you pull it out to there, no go. She's clearly under the trend. You say, no, Keith, you got the trend line pulled wrong. You need to come back there. Okay, fine. I'll pull it back to here where this one matched, and I put it in linear mode because that makes people feel good. Still stuck under the trend. No good there. Sorry. I sold part of my XRP. She turned ugly on me. I couldn't be the one hanging on to it, watching it roll over and fail constantly and not practicing what I preach. So I took a break from it. I'll leave it be for the next couple days here until we get some clarity on what we're going to get. This still all looks very, very bearish to me. Bitcoin continues to dominate the market. And as long as Bitcoin is going to dominate the market, we're going to be stuck waiting in the wings of the Concorde, not being able to get by it. Unfortunately, Bitcoin's the king, and we all got to bow to it and learn to deal with that. No matter how much XRP people want that to not be the case, it's the case. It's what it is. I mean, nothing's going to change that. What's up, by the way? Terry says, I've noticed last few weeks money's flowed from BTC to gold back and forth. Neither one making any headway. I've been long on crypto and short on gold and vice versa. Exactly, dude. It's very interesting to watch the M2 money supply too, which is part of that tied into it. So that was 40 minutes of hell. What a brutal market we've got right now. I'm sorry everyone's got to deal with it, man. It really sucks. We managed to get about, we have 545 viewers. Pretty damn good, dude. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. We'll be back live again Thursday, 11 p.m. for Crypto After Dark. Why do we do Crypto After Dark and not do it every day? Well, Crypto After Dark is where we party. Crypto After Dark is where we have fun. We can kind of say what we want, do what we want. There's no kids around. It's a little bit easier. And don't forget, you can do it 24/7 if you jump over there to wap.com/team786. First month free. If you don't want to pay for it, you can just do the general chat and join for free and come hang out in the general chat. Educational material. Ask all the questions you want. Thank y'all so very much for being here. You could have been anywhere in the world. You chose to be here with me. I appreciate that, and I'm serious. I thank every single one of y'all. Even if you don't like me, even if you don't hate me, I appreciate you being here no matter what. All right. I need both sides. Unfortunately, it is what it is. I don't hate you. Make the best of your todays, the worst of your tomorrows. Wednesday's new day. Let's try to have a better day tomorrow. All right. Last but not least, if anybody else today told you, Keith will tell you. Keith loves every single one of y'all. All right. Y'all be good. See y'all on the next stream. Take it easy. Sky's the limit. I'm out. Peace.